So to finish off this week, I thought we'd touch on a subject that is kind of sick. Actually, it is just sick. There are lines you don't cross, and this is a clear line that has been crossed with a very severe consequence. Many people have very strong views on rape. I myself hold a very strong view. You rape someone, you burn in prison for the rest of your life. How do you rehabilitate somebody that is already willing to decide who gets to have their freedoms and who does not? Many will argue against that, saying it is possible to rehabilitate a rapist. With the number of rapists we have seen, they go to prison, some of whom have managed to obtain parental rights to a child that they forced someone else to have, because that other person's beliefs wouldn't allow them to have an abortion, or because they were in a vegetative state and couldn't make that decision up for themselves. Which is what we're going to be covering today, where a woman who for the last 10 years in Phoenix, Arizona's Hacienda Healthcare Center has been in a vegetative state and recently gave birth. Many of you are undoubtedly thinking, who the fuck would go so far as to violate a woman in a coma and not consider the consequences when they did it? Why would they do it in the first place even? And you're all right. It makes zero sense. That person was there for health treatment. It was down to the administration and, of course, employees that didn't violate this young lady to protect her while she maybe recovers. Vegetative does not imply she was actually going to get any better, and after 10 years, you have to wonder. A question that had me curious for a while with this was whether or not she was still in a coma when she gave birth, and the tribe's officials, because she's a member of a tribe, the San Carlos Apache tribe, confirmed she was in fact still in a tribe in a statement they gave on this, which does suck. It sucks that she's in a coma because she nearly drowned 10 years ago. It sucks that someone violated her. It is rape, there is no doubt of that. It is terrible that this could have happened to other people. The police have indicated that they are only focusing on this one, but once this is concluded, I highly recommend that the Phoenix police go out of their way to hold Hacienda Healthcare to account and look into any other potential sexual assaults that might have taken place. It would be the correct thing to do. With what has happened, the Phoenix police have issued a warrant to Hacienda Healthcare for DNA samples of all male employees. And of course, I would recommend if that doesn't get any answers, they'll have to break this down a bit further and broaden the search to include visitors and other patients, which is a reasonable thing to ask for under the circumstances. When the baby was born, it has been made clear that there were a number of issues. The baby is a premature birth, but the baby is now healthy. The baby has now been taken by the family of the woman, who will give that kid all the love the kid needs. I would argue this is not so good, because that kid's eventually going to learn how that kid was born. That is a story no one in their right mind would want to tell the kid, but it will undoubtedly crop up, because let's say for a second that mother wakes up from her coma. She's going to have no idea about that kid, and then she's going to find out how the kid was conceived. That's not the kind of relationship you're going to want with a child, is it? Especially when you are now legally obligated to raise that kid. In a statement put out by the Apache tribe, they have said, "On behalf of the tribe, I am deeply shocked and horrified of the treatment of one of our members. When you have a loved one committed to palliative care, when they are most vulnerable and dependent on others, you trust their caretakers. Sadly, one of her caretakers was not to be trusted and took advantage of her. It is my hope that justice will be served." Now this is from Terry Rambler, the chairman of the tribe. While it should be commended and worth pointing out now that the family is looking after that child, there is no indication as to whether or not this mother, now mother, wanted that child to begin with, or wanted children at all. I say it's worth pointing out because it is an absolute state of unfair, that the kid's not going to be brought up by a mother and father, but by family who will tell them about their mother, maybe even show them where the mother is, and then the story will have to be said. But the father part, yeah, that's pretty sick. I'm not sure how you raise a child knowing they were born out of abuse, as opposed to love. Or a one-night stand, of course. Now, there was a statement put out by the Phoenix police on this subject, but it's quite long. It's about 11 minutes of video, So instead I've decided to play clips from it that I feel are truly relevant to this video.
Okay, as you can imagine, again, go back to the night of the 29th or the afternoon. It was just about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Police officers responded, fire department personnel responded with an infant code. And as you can imagine, as police officers and as fire personnel, when we respond, that is of the greatest priority for us to save a life. And when we arrived, that's when we found out that a baby had been born and was having issues. That was the nature of the call. That's what started this on the 29th of December.
Where are they?
They're in a local hospital, and they are recuperating. Recovering is the best I can say. I don't have a lot of updated information, but I am happy to say that both baby and mom are doing
Sergeant, can you offer some clarity about the physical state of the victim? You describe her as incapacitated. Does that mean is she unconscious? Is she like in a coma, or is she not able to move or communicate, but she's conscious? I'm trying to figure out if she's aware of what's happened to her.
The information I have is that she has been in a the term that I would use is a vegetative state, is the term that keeps getting thrown around. This person was a young person, suffered an injury, and has been in long-term care for quite some time.
She was awake during the assault, or possibly awake. Maybe her eyes were open. And
I don't know that she was able to communicate, so I don't have any information on that. But suffice it to say, and this is a key point in this investigation on why it is a sexual assault, is she was not in a position to give consent to any of this. So if anyone can understand that this was a helpless victim who was sexually assaulted.
Can you confirm if the baby was full term?
I don't know. I'm not a medical professional, but I'm told that it was quite a ways along.
This investigation expanded beyond the Hacienda Healthcare Center in South Phoenix. Has it expanded to other Hacienda Healthcare Centers in the Valley?
Well, as you might imagine, our focus right now is on this facility in the area of 1400 East South Mountain. Obviously, because of the network that we deal with of employees, could you see police officers at other locations? Yeah, that's very possible.
Is it fair to say that this might be a cover-up or conspiracy here? You don't go from pregnant to giving a child overnight. In the last 9 months, someone they've changed the woman, they've bathed the woman. There would be telltale signs that she was pregnant. So how did it just come to light on the 29th? Or is the hospital claiming that they had no idea this woman was pregnant for the last time?
You're asking good questions that I can't answer. I'm led to believe that this came to light when the child was born.
To go off of that, do you believe that anyone at Hacienda knew that this woman was pregnant and failed to report it?
I have no idea.
Is there a possibility that people inside of Hacienda could have known about her pregnancy?
I think it would be pure speculation on my part to render an answer to that one. I don't know.
Truly enlightening, I know. With this case, it raises alarm bells about Hacienda's protocols and, of course, how they operate when it comes to protecting their patients. They have actually cropped up a number of times in the news. And if you look at the Hacienda's complaints database, you'll notice it goes all the way back to December of 2013, where there are allegations that staff members made inappropriate sexual comments about 4 patients 2 months earlier. And as the incident was not relayed to an administrator, the employee was fired. Now, I know many facilities, many hospitals and so on have these kind of complaints databases, and all of them have something somewhere. But I guess many could piece together a trend within Hacienda's own block. With this case, once the culprit is found, I will of course update all of you to it, because I think they need to be named and shamed. People lie, DNA does not. Good luck trying to get out of this one when you're caught, motherfucker. Enjoy prison, because that is exactly where you're going. Anyway, tonight at 9 PM GMT, I will be streaming Euro Truck Simulator 2 over on Omegon Plays, link to the channel below. I hope everyone has a lovely Friday, the 11th of January, and subsequent weekend. I shall mostly be working on the total not rip-off of Content Corp, Foodie Beauty. And thank you all for listening. So to finish off this week, I thought we'd touch on a subject that is kind of sick. Actually, it is just sick. There are lines you don't cross, and this is a clear line that has been